Derbyites. We are back once again for really a very long and fun tradition that Chris and I have had for many, many years. It's 25 categories in 25 minutes. We don't muck around here. We get straight to the point. Chris, welcome back. How exciting is this? We're almost at Emmy night.
And I'm thrilled we're not in a random month like January. We're back in September where we belong.
I know, right? It feels normal, it feels real, it feels how it should be. And I'm very, very excited about it. Now we have plenty of categories to talk about. A lot of them are seem to be quite locked up. We might talk about who could be the spoiler in certain categories, but let's just dive right in, okay? We've got comedy series. I don't see there's going to be much of a mystery here. I think The Bear seems to be well out in front. What do you think?
I had Hacks all summer long because it's way funnier and it had maybe its best season. And we know it's probably winning at least a category or two. But after the Bear dominated this weekend at Creative Arts and Hacks won nothing, I know that's not everything, but it is something. And I just think it's the Bear. I can't imagine. In fact, spoiler alert, everything is going to be in comedy won by either the Bear or Hacks, I think, on Sunday.
Yeah, I think so too. And actually, after the Creative Arts Emmys weekend, I am feeling a bit more bullish about Only Murders in the Building as being maybe
I
the
moved it
third.
to second ahead of
Yeah, so
Hacks.
did I. And which is great. That's third season was magic. So we'll see. But I think The Bear is pretty safe. Season two was loved by everybody, so I feel like that's probably going to happen. Let's move on to comedy actress. I have Jean Smart. I always have and always will be predicting Jean Smart. I can't imagine that this is one category where The Bear will just steamroll over Hacks. Do you agree?
Yeah, I'm about like 95% it's Gene Smart. The Bear could win here if it's as a true sweep, where it wins everything. But it feels like to me that Gene would win this. If it was a little bit, I remember Gene was not available last year and AO was in supporting, so we haven't seen them matched up. And Quinta won, who I have in third place. I don't think it's Kristen. I don't think it's Maya. I don't think it's Selena. That's the order that I have everybody. But Gene, everybody in the industry loves Gene Smart, and she just kills this role. It feels like to me she's going to get on a Julia Louis-Dreyfus kind of a run.
Yeah, and I mean, gosh, she's so good in this last season of Hacks as well. Like, I was just astounded about the level that the show keeps hitting. To me, it should be winning almost everything. It's so wonderful. Speaking of sweeps, Jeremy Allen White will just continue winning awards everywhere for the Bear until the Bear falls out of favor. And I feel that this one is completely locked up for him as well. I assume you agree.
Yeah, he's helped a whole lot by being on the front running show, being in the industry a long time. The two biggest competitors always knocking each other out, Steve Martin and Martin Short, probably. And then the other three, I don't think have a shot in the world.
I actually did something kind of strange and interesting, and I put in Matt Berry in second because I feel like this category is so locked up that it doesn't matter who you put in second. And because of the Only Murders duo knocking each other out, and DeFaro and Larry David not necessarily being as popular, perhaps maybe as what we do in the Shadows, I just am putting him in second. And that's wishful thinking. But yeah, it looks like. And by the way, let's just all remember after what we saw at the Creative Arts Emmys and the last 3 years at the Emmys, they love sweeps. Sweeps are happening now. It's a thing at the Emmys. It's annoying. We know that,
They
but
need to
don't be
go back to
surprised.
juries watching episodes.
Oh, look, if we could go back
We
to
went
that.
through decades of people winning or shows winning that would have never other Bryan Cranston would have never won for the first season of Breaking Bad because nobody had seen it.
Yeah.
Hardly anybody had seen that. He won on episode alone. A show like Picket Fences would have never beaten NYPD Blue. Even shows bottom of the rankings shows like Cheers and Hill Street Blues would not have won had it not been for episode juries watching episodes. So I miss
Yeah.
that.
I miss it too. Like there's been some wonderful winners over the years. Example being like Gillian Anderson winning for the X Files for her episode Memento Mori. That was purely on episodes, and we all used to watch these episodes carefully, and then really quite accurately work out this is the one that's going to win.
Well,
And
speaking
people,
of Bryan Cranston, you and I still can brag on that first season of Homeland. You and I watched the episodes, and
it was
everybody
clear.
went Bryan Cranston just because he kept winning. And we both said, it's Damian Lewis if they were
It's
watching these
happening.
episodes.
And it does happen and so these days sweeps happen, and so we're going to get a lot of that on Emmy night, and it is what it is. Let's move on to supporting actress. This is another one where I feel like Hacks will take it out. You'll note that there is the bear. The bear is represented here by Liza Colonzayas, but I just don't feel like her role is big enough for her to take out Hannah Einbinder, and I feel like Hannah's going to take it this time.
Yeah, this is one of I think I have 6 categories where I'm really confused. Hannah probably will win. That's who I have winning. I might change it by Sunday, but that's who I have winning. But she's never won before.
No.
So it's not like, Gene Smart where you can point to something. Two legends, Meryl Streep, Carol Burnett. Do they have enough just fandom
Wow.
to knock them across? And then the one that really concerns me in beating Hannah is Liza. If they are in sweep mode and she doesn't have Abby up against her, she's got AO in lead, so she's sitting there by herself as the only bear representative.
Yeah, it kind of concerns me that Abby wasn't nominated. It just makes me feel like maybe Liza wasn't towards the top of the list in terms of the vote getters. And also, I, can you imagine a category where you have Meryl Streep and Carol Burnett competing? I mean, it's such a great category, and Meryl Streep could actually easily win this as well. She's the best thing about Only Murders season 3, which was such a strong season. This could be one award where that show finally gets something on a primetime Emmys night. So we'll see. But this is a tough category. I just think when I think back to Hannah Einbinder's performance during the last season of Hacks and how blown away I was, I just feel like if I felt that way and anyone else who loves the show, watching the show and voting for the show, will probably feel the same way. And that's really the only reason why I feel like she's just got her nose out in front. We'll see. Supporting
That's one of my
actor,
favorite categories, though. I really
it's a
think
great category.
you can make a case for 4 people there.
Yeah, and you know what? The 2 Abbott Elementary ladies, amazing as well. Janelle James never fails to make me laugh, and Cheryl Lee Ralph is a legend, a winner, and very popular. So that category is cool. I cannot wait to see it. But on the comedy supporting actor side, things are a little bit more, I think, predictable. I think like Eben Moss Bacharach will probably win again. What do you think?
Yeah, I'll finish up comedy from my end. The bear, the bear, the bear on the next comedy supporting actor directing, which would be Fishes over Honeydew, and they only have the one writing submission and nomination. So I think it finishes off. So I've got what 5 bear wins and 2 hacks wins for the primetime ceremony.
Yeah, that's how it's going to pan out. In supporting actor, if it wasn't Evan, who would you probably, or Ebon, I'm sorry, I'm not pronouncing
I've
his
got
name
Paul
properly.
W. Downs there
Yeah,
in
me too.
second.
Me too. I thought he was just, it's his breakout. I mean, he's a writer as well. He's a creator, filmmaker, and now he's giving this beautiful performance. So funny as well. So he's definitely in second for me. In directing, there are 2 The Bear episodes. Some people prevaricate because there could be vote splitting. Yes, that is always something that you need to keep in the back of your mind. I just feel like Fishes is so beloved and respected and acclaimed that it will take it out. So I agree with you there. And if it wasn't Fishes, I would say probably Hacks Bulletproof might sneak in because of all the Hacks love would be on that one episode. Writing, of course, that's the Fishes. Let's not even bother. That's a great category too, by the way, really exciting. Let's move on to drama. When you talk about sweeps, forget about the bear. This is where the sweeps are going to happen. Whether you love Shogun or like Shogun, I don't know anyone who doesn't like the show. I'm not one of its rah-rah #1 fans, but I highly respect it and admire it and think it's a wonderful show. I wish it didn't have to sweep everywhere because I just feel like there are other shows this last season that also deserve some hardware, but here we are. Drama series, Shogun. What do you think?
If somebody's not predicting it at this point after this weekend where it set a record, I don't know who you are, and maybe you work for one of these shows or something, because it's about as most put your 500 bet here because it's about as guaranteed as anything gets. I can't even imagine what else would win.
I
I've got
can't
the
either.
Crown in second just because it has won before, but
Really?
no, I
Yeah.
just can't imagine.
I have Mr. and Mrs. Smith in second. It won, Michaela Cole won on Creative Arts. I think it won something else as well. I can't remember now.
Stunts.
Yeah, so it's something, and I think like I mean I just adored that show as well. If it was me, I would be putting in Slow Horses. And even the Gilded Age, I just found that season to be so remarkable. This is Shogun, 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 and it's and well deserved. And good on you, FX, as well for most likely taking out comedy and drama series. That's impressive. They must be thrilled over there. Let's move on to actress. Here we go again with Shogun. Anna Sawai is out in front. Do you think that anybody could maybe take over at the last second and win this?
I really don't. It's Sawai and Sonata, if we want to move to drama actor
Yeah.
two, gonna win and deservedly so. They're very, very good. I've got Imelda Staunton in second because both of the other Queen Elizabeths have won. Uh, Claire Foy won. I think it was pretty expected, and then Olivia Colman won, and it wasn't expected because she was
No.
up against Emma Corrin that year. And then I've got Gary Oldman in second. I mean, he's the most respected, I would say, actor out of that group of six. And the show finally got into series. So I think it's not impossible. His role is not really showy. He's just a solid actor like he always is.
Yeah,
Um,
he's
but
amazing.
I can't imagine it being anybody but Shogun in the leads.
Yeah, I have Carrie Coon in second. She had a really strong season in the Gilded Age, particularly in the episode she submitted. Not that that necessarily matters. It'll be pretty sad that Imelda Staunton is the only queen from the Crown to not have taken home an Emmy. It is what it is, but I feel like she's probably in third. And in drama actor, I've had Gary Oldman in number one for from the beginning and only switched it out to Sonata. I just finally had to just take humble pie and say, this is not happening. It's going to be Sonata, and he's in first. But I must say, Slow Horses is nominated across the board. Acting and directing and writing and drama series. It does have some support, and in any other year, I think it would have taken home a couple of awards. But this is Shogun all over the place. However, in drama supporting actress, we actually have a bit of a race here, I guess, without Shogun. But then we have someone else in there who is such a huge role that everyone's been talking about. I can't imagine Elizabeth Debicki not taking it home, but I only just started predicting her last week. I had someone else in the lead for many, many weeks. So I'm really curious to see what you think about this category.
Well, see, I'm not even remotely considering anybody but Elizabeth here, and that she's my other 500-point bet. Um, I don't see who the competition really is. Morning show, I mean, that's a true vote split there with four.
Yeah.
Um, you can overcome vote splits if somebody is really, dominant in terms of predictability. But Christine Baranski, possibly, we know how loved she is in the industry, but it's been since the 90s, so it's not like she's been winning a lot. Leslie Manville's another highly respected Oscar nominee, possible, but it just seems so obvious to me that it's Elizabeth. And Elizabeth Debicki, you also remember, won at SAG in a category that has lead and supporting people together.
Yeah, that really helps her case. And I mean, the only argument perhaps against Elizabeth Debicki could be that she's not in a lot of that season for obvious reasons. However, the counter argument is, but when she is in it, she is outstanding, like really just absolutely uncanny. And it's not it's not just she's not mimicking Diana. Her performance is so layered and beautiful. So let's go Australia. Let's make Elizabeth Debicki happen. Drama supporting actor is a different case, Chris, because for the last few weeks I have been moving people around because I just have not been able to settle on the Shogun actors, the two of them, Takahiro Hira and Tadanobu Asano. And so I eventually just decided to go with Asano as the most likely contender. He's a very popular character on the show. People really love that character, and he's obviously amazing. And I think a lot of the heat is with him. What do you think? Because I think Crudup and Loudon definitely have a little slither of a shot here as well.
Well, I've had Billy in first the whole year, all the way back to our nominations prediction center opening up. Asano, though, from everything I've heard on the streets, at parties, at events, our own Gold Derby Awards, that's the winner. He's going to win. I'd only made that change yesterday once we saw how the creative arts went, and I saw, that we are in sweep mode. I'm sorry, Billy, you've already gotten one. Maybe you come back next year and get another, but I don't think it's going to be this Sunday.
No, and I think Jack Loudon can maybe look forward to hopefully a nomination next time. Season 4 is currently out, and this is a good sign for him that at least voters are recognizing his performance from Slow Horses. Let's move on then to drama, directing, and writing. Again, we have Shogun. But in directing, there's only one episode, Crimson Sky. And before we move on to writing, if there was going to be another winner, which there won't, but if there was, I would probably go with Mr. and Mrs. Smith First Date. That is a dynamite pilot. It's so good. So what do you think?
Well, I do have Crimson Sky from Shogun in both.
Yeah.
Crimson Sky was way more acclaimed episode, so I don't think there's really any vote splitting in writing. And that was our winner at the Gold Derby Awards. Not that that's any of the same voters, but it's always a sign. And then Crimson Sky itself won a bunch of creative arts Emmys, so I think that those are pretty safe there. So if it goes the way I'm thinking, and I think you had ultimately the same predictions, is we think Shogun's winning 6 more out of 7 on Sunday.
That's 20 Emmys.
And FX has won every award we've mentioned so far except for 3.
I mean,
5 out of 7 comedy and 6 out of 7 drama.
I tell you where I want to be after the Emmys. Honestly, in the whole universe, I want to be at the FX party if they're having one, because that's going to be an incredible.
I was just invited
night.
to that, but it's across the city, and I don't know.
Look, Chris, I think you're going to.
Well, it's a Disney party, so it'll be Disney, FX, and Hulu.
It's going to be a fun night because FX, they are really popping those champagne. They're not putting the cart before the horse yet, right? But I think it's pretty
in the past, with episode judging, we weren't 100% sure, but I think we're pretty certain on. I think of all the ones we just said, I only had 2 that I was even wavering a little bit.
So sidebar, isn't it, for everyone watching this, isn't it better when we don't really know what's going to happen and it's all up to the episodes and we can see some surprise? I mean, that's better. But anyway,
well, I like it better too, even when we can predict it because we have watched the episodes.
That's right.
We would used to spend a whole month, Josh, watching everything. Even if we'd seen it before, we'd go back in to watch it in the context of watching it along with the other 4 or 5 or 6 nominees.
So much analyzing. I remember I used to upload episodes and we used to talk about them and we used to debate them. And then if an actor was nominated with one of their colleagues in the same show, then they had 2 episodes and we used to go on and on about it. All that's out the window now. It's just sweep, tick, 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 done. Speaking of sweeps, there also could be another mini sweep in limited and movie categories. So let's go with limited series. Baby Reindeer kind of came out of nowhere about 3 months, 4 months ago. Before that, no one was really talking about this show.
Range, we'd never heard of it.
Never heard of it. Suddenly, we started hearing some real genuine noise. I watched it pretty quickly and I was amazed at how beautifully written it was and how honest, and it's a fantastic show. It's winning limited series, and if anything could even remotely have a chance, I don't know. It could have been True Detective Night Country, which I also loved. It could have been Ripley, which won a couple of Emmys over the weekend. Fargo and Lessons in Chemistry, I think, have less of a shot, but this is Baby Reindeer, right?
Oh yeah, this is not a hard one to predict. Maybe Reindeer wins limited. I do have a couple of Reindeer questions in a moment. Let me I do have that. Let me bring up a category where I really don't know what to do. I think it's down to 2, and that's actress.
Yeah,
and I think it's Jodie Foster or Brie Larson. Let me tell you, I've had Jodie in first the whole way. We've only got 5 minutes left, by the way.
That's all right.
But I've watched this industry. I always watch campaign season. Jodie's done absolutely nothing to support True Detective in terms of Emmys. No parties that I know of, no events, no campaigning, no interviews. Brie Larson has been everywhere. I think I'm switching to Brie. Plus, over the weekend, True Detective won nothing. At least Lessons in Chemistry got one.
For music,
So,
yeah.
so
Um,
I think I'm switching to Brie.
I think that's a good call. Whoever gets that one right is probably going to win the
Win the
predictions.
contest.
So it's important. I have Jodie Foster. I just feel like I only watched that recently, and I'm still thinking about her performance. And I just feel like it's Jodie Foster, and it's time for her to get one of those trophies. But Sofia Vergara is beloved. Juno Temple is amazing in Fargo, and Naomi Watts is also beloved in Feud. That's a toss up.
That's an
Go with your
amazing
heart.
category.
If
Juno
they're-
won our Gold Derby award, but I don't think Fargo's ever won an acting award at the Emmys.
No,
So
I don't think so either.
I don't. Now I've got Richard Gadd. I'm not 100% sold, but after the sweeping that we've been seeing and that we expect the rest of the night. I think that's pretty safe. Andrew Scott for me is second.
Yeah, I have Matt Bomer in second and Andrew Scott in third, but Richard Gadd looks like he's going to take that one out. And then in supporting actress, that's one of the locks that I feel
That's
like
one of the
Jessica
locks
Gunn.
of the night.
It's
Jessica
really,
Gunning,
really
welcome
is.
to the Emmys.
Welcome, good on her. What an amazing performance. But honestly, that's a great category as well because Nava Mao is also really fantastic in Baby Reindeer and Carly Rice in True Detective Night Country as well. That's a great category, but that's going to be Jessica Gunning. From the beginning, we knew that was going to happen. In supporting actor, that's a different story. There is no Baby Reindeer really apart from Tom Goodman Hill. I don't see how he wins this. What do you think?
He's winning.
You think he's winning too?
Sweep.
You think
Well,
it's a
he's
sweep?
helped out, but I don't know that he would win if there was a strong. Everybody has Robert Downey, but it got one nomination, which was him.
Yeah,
I don't know that
nothing.
people even saw it.
No way.
So that makes me skeptical. And then
Wow.
Jonathan Bailey, I think, is the other one that has a shot. But how often does Showtime win these Emmys? I just don't
So
know.
true.
That's
I
why I
heard
thought go with the logical sweep kind of person because he doesn't even have internal competition.
I mean, he's not in a lot of it, and it's such an awful character. I know, like that doesn't really matter a lot, but I just feel like Jonathan Bailey has a lot of heat. Becoming quite a big star from his time on Bridgerton as well. I'm predicting him, but now you're making me second guess myself. And Tom Goodman Hill, he's unheard of. I mean, he's wonderful in Baby Randy. He's horrifying. I don't know. That's a toss up for me. I'm not quite sure what to do, but I'll take it under advisement council. Thank you. Um,
Okay.
directing
2 minutes
and
left. 2 minutes.
writing, Baby Randy. Yeah, that's it. You see
Writing
anything?
for certain, 100%. I did
Yeah,
switch to Ripley because the awards that Ripley won over the weekend were very visual, creative kind of awards, like
cinematography. Yeah,
cinematography. And I
yeah,
thought it might be the more accomplished here, and only directors vote. And they know Steven Zillian very well. He's never won an Emmy. I think this could be one of my bigger
the
surprises.
surprises. Okay, that's a good call. Can we just go variety first? Because I feel like Daily Show will take it. Last Week Tonight with John Oliver will take that award, and Alex Edelman Just for Us will take that one as well. What do you think about variety? Are you on the same
Well,
page?
after Daily Show won last year and Jon Stewart wasn't even on it, I mean, he used to win this all the time, so he would get another Emmy. I do think John Oliver, but I've been very much wavering. SNL's
Oh,
had a downward trajectory at the Emmys the last 3 or 4 years, and all of a sudden it picked up. I don't remember how many, 5 or 6 over the weekend. So I do think that's a race, but I'm going to go with the more likely, which is John Oliver, and they did win writing over the weekend, which is important. Alex
yeah,
Edelman makes the most sense to me on variety writing, but look at this. Whenever I see an apple in the barrel of oranges, I always talk about that.
yeah. The Oscar
Four comedy um, writers, four
and the Oscar.
comedy specials versus the Oscars, which finally won variety special. So
That
I
could
do think
happen.
it's Alex. He's got the Broadway and that kind of cred. So, but I'm not 100%. But I think we're in agreement there. And then I made one more switch today.
Same,
But I've got the Traders over RuPaul.
same. I think
I
it's
don't
happening,
know that
Chris.
I'm not convinced of it. I think it's like 51-49, but Allen winning for host. And the fact that, remember, RuPaul has dominated, but they did lose 2 years ago.
They
So
lost to the Lizzo, and I think it's happening. And look, just anecdotally, the last season of RuPaul's Drag Race probably wasn't one of its strongest. And so, if anything's going to win this time, and it's not RuPaul, it could be the trade of that. And a strong season. It's the hottest show on Peacock, and it's the hottest show on the hottest reality show on streaming. So I feel like that could be a big surprise for people as well. We've run out of time, Chris. Thank you again. Final words.
25 minutes and 25 categories. We always love doing this. Let me just say we broke some news yesterday about this ceremony. It's the same producers that did January that did such a good job when Anthony Anderson hosted. Remember they had all those
Yeah,
reunions.
I was
So
there. It was
we
great.
know of two reunions already. West Wing, which is 25th anniversary, and Happy Days, which is 50th anniversary. And there, I've been told by somebody in the know that there's more surprises that have either been announced or not announced. So I think it's going to be a very fun show. The levies will be fun, and hope you'll all watch that. Watch Rob from 3 to 5 Pacific on Sunday. He'll have a pre-show where we'll have about 12 to 15 different people giving you their final predictions, including me, and then a post-show hosted by Matt Noble after the Emmys discussing what happened and why and the surprises. And so thank you, Rob, and thank you all for watching, and we'll see you here on Sunday.
Bye.